You should know one thing, that as companies in India are maturing, becoming more professional, uh, technology related businesses are growing in size, and Indian companies are expanding offshore also globally. So what is happening is that there is a huge demand for in-house counsels who possess skills which are very specific to that company and that sector. Okay. So since in-house counsels work in the same kind of company for over a period of time, they end up acquiring a lot more technical knowledge about their relevant industry and company and work than people working in corporate law firms. People working in corporate law firms will have a sense of M&A transactions, capital markets, banking, finance, the regular practice areas. But when you talk about specific legal and regulatory provisions pertaining to that organization, then usually in-house counsels are the ones who specialize. And there are many kinds of legal work or legal, strategic and business related work, which is never going to go out to a law firm. It will always be performed by an in-house counsel. So then the question is that in-house counsels, to be successful as an in-house counsel, you need to develop a variety of skills, and labor law related skills are one of them. So you will of course develop your understanding of corporate law, raising investment, FDI. If your company is one which is actually raising investment, or which is raising investment from foreigners. But the general stuff that you got to know is Corporate Law Companies Act, how to get decisions taken, regular tax related compliances, IP related work, registration, infringement, prosecution, litigation. These things you need to know, right? And similarly, you need to know about how to manage labor law related work. And it is going to increase, because many times you will find that now companies are engaging people in scenarios which are not strictly regulated by labor laws. For example, you might have to deal with the question of whether an Uber driver is actually an employee of Uber. Okay, doesn't have a fixed salary, based on rides he gets paid. Okay, he may drive his own vehicle in a lot of cases. So these kind of gray area issues arise, and whenever there is innovation, there is this gray area that arises. And to be able to deal with the gray area properly, you need to know what is black and white. Then only you can add your own interpretation to it. Or there could be this issue that many people are handling a remote workforce. Okay, now many people are building a remote workforce. So then, do they have to comply with different labor related laws? Do they have to give, let's say, maternity related benefits to them? Do they have to pay gratuity? Can they engage them as consultants? Okay, that becomes an important question. Then in anti-sexual harassment related laws also are there, which is a subset of labor laws. And as an in-house counsel, ideally you should be knowing about it, because you will be in charge of, as the function gets more technical, you will be in charge of in charge of managing the internal complaints committee, engaging external experts, all of that. Abhishek, which law firms are hiring labor law professionals? So Abhishek, there are many law firms which have an employment law practice. For example, Trilegal has an employment law practice. I do not know whether they hire directly somebody called a labor law professional, but there are many lawyers working exclusively in an employment law practice. So maybe 80-90% of their work is employment law related. Okay. The other thing is that whenever there is an investment transaction, capital markets transaction, or banking finance transaction, labor law related diligence is always undertaken. So you've got to know some labor laws in any case, because you have to undertake that due diligence. And if you decide you don't want to understand labor laws, it will not work. Because to the extent it's necessary for due diligence, you must have your concepts very clear. Most of the times people ask for registrations and proof of payment and complete the diligence, but that can go in a lot more detail. Now you are having startups which are businesses which are creating a managed workforce model. Okay, where somebody can hire you as an external consultant, but you will send people to them at their workplace, but they will pay you. Okay, so this is like a contractor scenario, but many startups are starting to follow this. So then the question again is that, managing labor laws for them, okay, employment laws for them. Now your client could be that contractor who's providing these people, or it could be the company which is making the payments.